Hello, and welcome back to the land of the seven suns with your host, Fishy Plant Man. That would be me. Okay, I've got a lot going on. I have no idea what I'm going to title this one, but I guess I'll worry about that a little later. So, first of all, we've got a funny looking staging area. I did a water test on both tanks. Far left, my far left at least, is the 55 gallon, and beside it is the 10 gallon. I tested for ammonia. That looks good. Maybe on the wall. Okay, there's the ammonia. Looks good to me. The ammonia for the other tank, the little tank, looks good. This has been sitting for, 5-10 minutes, something like that. So the color should have stabilized by now. This would be the nitrates for the nitrites. Nitrates is yellow again. The nitrites for the 55. The nitrites for the 10. Both look good to me. Now for the nitrates. For the 55. Yeah, it looks like an ammonia test again, doesn't it? The water level was a little low. But that would only make it worse, and it still looks good. And the nitrates for the 10. Looks good. So, there's that. And as far as things going on, this Phalaenopsis, which is not bloomed for a while now, is getting a new leaf. The roots are green. Can anybody tell me why? Yes, I watered it. Just came out of the water. So the shininess could be water too. Probably is water. So, yeah. It really looks kind of deceiving. It appears to only have, there might be yet another leaf in there starting. Something's going on. Looks like it's set back to like a seedling. Anyway, that's what that's doing. This one here, which has not had a new leaf in a long time, is getting a new leaf. There it is. It too just came out of the water. That new leaf looks a lot better than what's going on here. That's kind of disturbing. You got this little tiny leaf and another one starting already. I mean, if that's what its leaf is doing compared to the last one, yeah, it got set way back. But they're growing new leaves. This one over here, the Schefflera, that I've been having problems with, dropping leaves, one after another for a while there. This one's got missing leaves. This one's got a lot of missing leaves. That's got even more missing leaves. There's only one. But you may have noticed I have started growing another new leaf. I think I'm going to call it a stem, because when people talk about this whole cluster of leaves, let's look at a bigger one, the whole cluster, and they call that a leaf. To me, that's like 5 leaves there. You know, so I'm going to call it a new stem of leaves. And that's what I got here, is a new stem of leaves. And it hasn't lost a leaf. I don't think it's lost a leaf since that started growing. So, on my scale of, I made a scale, maybe you know about it, maybe you don't, of how you're doing with, like, a plant, or in general, you can apply it either way. And on that scale, it goes from 1 to 3, and here's my favorite part, it's a 4-point scale that goes from 1 to 3. Yeah, it starts at 0. 0.0 to be exact. Now, in order to get all the way to 0.0, that would basically mean you pick up a plant and it withers and dies. Just that quick. Nobody's at 0.0. Plants don't die fast enough for you to be 0.0. But if you're 0. something, that kind of means the plant's going backwards. I could have went to the negative. I just decided that the 0 would be the negative. So I was kind of at, 0.3, 0.4. The plant was dying, but not incredibly quickly. Well, if that happens, you can't be at 0 anymore. That's a good solid 1 point something. I think I'm just going to call it 1.0. It's growing. It's not dying, which would be like a 0.9, I guess. But you can't even be a 0.9 if you got growth. If you got growth, it can't be 0 anything. It's got to be at least a 1. Probably a little higher than 0.1, but I'll say 0.1 for now. Okay, so there's that. And then we go into new plants, because I got some new plants yet again. Over here, down there's a seal. And what is he looking up at? He's looking up at a rubber tree. At least I think that's what it is. I hope that's what it is. I'd look really stupid if that's not call it a rubber tree and find out that it's not really. So yeah, it's a floor model, and it goes up. There's the window seal, and it gets into the window seal pretty good. It appears to be growing yet another leaf. I won't take credit for that one, because it's already started. So I won't take credit for that one. But when I brought this home, it was so dusty. How dusty was it? Well, it was so dusty that you would think that the leaves were like a tan color. Like a tan green. Some of the green was coming through, but they were dusty. They had a good layer of dust. But they don't no more. I wiped them off, and they actually shine a little bit. That's not leaf shine or anything. That's just being dusted with a dry nose tissue. Brought a shine to them for whatever reason. Okay, so now we're going to swing around the bed there. Yep, Land of the Seven Suns is actually just a bedroom. And we got that palm, whatever it is. I'm not too good on knowing plants. Beside it, I do know that one. That's an arrowhead. decent sized arrowhead, I guess. Might be small for like a mature plant, but it's a decent sized plant. And then the lucky bamboo I'm growing in a pot, because the other one that was destined to be gifted was the purple passion. And I got some new decorations, seashells. Yeah, there's a few of those laying around. Some new Christmas cactuses. These I got as Christmas cactuses, so I guess that's what I'll call them. Wonder what the tag says. Christmas cactus. See? That's probably why she called it a Christmas cactus. That's what the tag said. So I got that one. I got this one. Is it called anything else? It's called a Christmas cactus. Okay, and there's one more behind the TV, but it's a Christmas cactus. I guess I'll talk about... I wasn't going to talk about the terracotta in the fish tanks, but I guess I will. The other day, last week, whenever it was, I ran over a flower pot. Actually, I ran over 2 flower pots outside. And today I remembered that I wanted a flower pot, or at least parts, in my aquariums for that last bit of the nitrogen cycle. Because the bacteria that do that is called Nitrosomonas, Nitrobacter. Those are the ones you can find on fish channels, I'll call them. People that keep aquariums. Water in a glass box with some critters in it. They may talk about those two, Nitrosomonas and Nitrobacter. I've seen the third one in print because there is a third one. It's not just water changes, although that's... Even I will recommend not to rely on this third one to do your water changes because things get advanced. The first two, the Nitrosomonas and the Nitrobacter, just like your fish, they love oxygen. This third one doesn't. It wants an oxygen-poor environment. So that's what makes it so hard. That's why the average fish keeper doesn't bother with it. They just do water changes. I'm playing with it. I do water changes, because this tank in particular takes care of the plants. So it gets all the water changes, just topping up after the plants get their take. But I am playing with that third family of nutrifying bacteria, organisms, whatever you want to call it. Don't have a name though. I've seen the name in writing. Maybe I'll find it so I get the correct spelling and just put up like the spelling of it or something. Because I don't know how to pronounce it because I've never heard it. But it's in both tanks. That's got one big piece. This tank has some little pieces. 1, 2, and a third one by the sponge. These guys are still in their cage because, no babies, if babies were born, I haven't seen any sign of them. But there's one female in there that is obviously pregnant. There she goes. Back this way. Back. That's the male beside her. She doesn't really look pregnant on the video, but she is. She's very pregnant. So, grab it if you want. I guess grab it would be with eggs. She's actually pregnant because she's a live bear. Yeah, whatever. So, there's all the new things. There is one more Christmas cactus, but it lives up behind the TV for now. Not a big deal. But I thought I would do an update with all the new plants. Oh, and the reason for the water test. I got these Otocinclus algae eaters, catfish. And there's supposed to be 5 of them in there. I did spot the 5th one once. Most of the time, like right now, I've seen 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th one's either very shy or sick or maybe it passed. I don't know. But all 5 of them were in there. So, yeah. There's nobody laying behind the fish tank dried up or anything. All 5 of them went in. And haven't seen 5 together, but yeah. At one point, all 5 of them were in there, and all 5 of them were alive. So. But the point was, I was thinking of these guys. They're like algae eaters. They suck on the glass. They suck on the rocks. There's one sucking on the bridge. So they eat the algae off the glass. What else? Or off of whatever they eat it, whatever they're dining on at the time. They eat the algae. What else are they going to be eating? Any beneficial bacteria that happens to be where they're feeding. So I wanted to do a water test to make sure that they weren't eating so much of the bacteria that it was causing water problems. I didn't think it would, but yeah. I just wanted to double check and make sure that there wasn't any water issues due to these guys feeding. Didn't happen. As far as the cage goes, I'm thinking of leaving it in, regardless of whether or not there's fish in it, because it makes a nice little planter. Got this lucky bamboo growing in and through it. You probably noticed its roots. There they are. I gotta cut those tabs. That whole thing is done and over. But its roots, they're secure in there, and they go down. The longest ones aren't quite touching the gravel. So maybe that's what it'll be, is a home for the plants, and provided it's not full of lucky bamboo or something, a gravid female can go in there if I want more babies. At least of the guppies. On top of that, that piece that's attached to the backside and is out of the water is growing a leaf. So I can grow this thing in true full water culture, but I can't seem to grow it in dirt. So maybe the cage will stay in. I'll make it look as nice as I can, but maybe it'll stay in for the plants in this aquarium. The aquarium over here has them attached to that old sponge. Not too sightly, but the plants like it. So, yeah. Okay. And that's about all I've got for this one. So, I guess I will talk to you next time.